Are you ready to confront one of the Bible's most shocking mysteries? What if I told you that one of Israel's tribes vanished completely from the book of Revelation? Was it divine punishment or a profound misunderstanding? Prepare to have your perceptions shattered as we dive into a hidden truth that few truly grasp. Today, we're unearthing the profound reasons behind the tribe of Dan's exclusion from the 144,000 in Revelation, and how this ancient decision remarkably mirrors the choices we face in our lives today. This isn't just about biblical history. It's a powerful revelation about faith, rebellion, divine grace, and the consequences of our choices. You might think a minor transgression led to Dan's omission, but reconsider. We'll journey deep into Revelation 7, exploring the significance of the 144,000 sealed servants of God and the unsettling absence of the tribe of Dan. This wasn't a random oversight. It was a deliberate, weighty decision from the Most High, a testament to God's precise and just judgments. We'll compare Dan's fate with the other tribes, highlighting the pivotal role Dan once held within Israel's rich history and sacred traditions. This omission serves as a powerful biblical lesson on accountability and the profound impact of spiritual choices. We often hear about the missteps of others, but Dan's choices went far beyond simple errors. They embarked on a path of rebellion that illuminates crucial lessons from the Bible. We'll meticulously trace Dan's rebellious acts, from their refusal of the land God ordained for them to their pursuit of an easier path, culminating in the establishment of a false religion that led to widespread idolatry. This historical account offers a stark warning, resonating deeply with modern society's tendency to seek shortcuts or compromise core values for fleeting convenience. It's a powerful narrative about choosing God's path versus forging our own. 4 distinct theories attempt to explain Dan's exclusion, each possessing its own compelling insights. Are you ready to delve into these profound reasons? The first theory posits that Dan was omitted due to their worship of idols. This wasn't a fleeting error, but a deeply rooted practice that permeated generations, demonstrating how sin can become a generational pattern, moving beyond individual acts to corrupt an entire lineage. This aspect of Dan's story serves as a cautionary tale about the pervasive nature of spiritual compromise. The second theory connects Dan to the ominous figure of the Antichrist. Biblical prophecies hint at a dark lineage, and some interpretations link the tribe of Dan to sinister imagery within Scripture, such as the serpent, suggesting a deeper, more prophetic reason for their exclusion from the 144,000. This theory delves into the darker prophecies of the end times and the intricate web of biblical symbolism. The third theory focuses on Dan's loss of identity. Over time, the tribe of Dan seemingly faded, intermingling with other cultures like the Phoenicians. This assimilation led to a dilution of their distinct Israelite identity, highlighting the importance of preserving spiritual heritage and avoiding worldly entanglements that can compromise our spiritual integrity. The fourth theory emphasizes Dan's own active decision to abandon God. This perspective suggests that Dan's departure from the divine path was a conscious, proactive choice, and the long-term repercussions of those choices were immense. This narrative underscores the profound impact of personal agency in our spiritual journey, reminding us that our decisions have lasting consequences. Surely Dan seemingly lost everything. Yet restoration can emerge from the most unexpected places. We will unveil the final redemptive theory, the re-inclusion of Dan in Ezekiel 48, prophesying their rebirth in the Messianic kingdom. This powerful truth reveals God's boundless patience and unwavering mercy, even for those who have strayed the furthest. It's a testament to the enduring hope of redemption and divine forgiveness, a message of profound healing for all who seek it. This offers a deeply moving message of spiritual renewal. Being chosen doesn't automatically guarantee salvation. Faithfulness to the Creator is paramount. We'll meticulously explore the meaning of the seal in Revelation 7, drawing a crucial distinction between those sealed by God and those who accept the mark of the beast in Revelation 13. This comparison offers a potent lesson on spiritual discernment and the vital importance of unwavering loyalty to divine principles. This heavenly seal is more than just a mark. It's a testament to our covenant with God, a reflection of our spiritual commitment. It's a powerful call to choose wisely. Remember, the story of Dan isn't merely about an ancient tribe. It's speaking directly to your choices today. We'll delve deeply into how our choices, both monumental and seemingly insignificant, can lead to profound outcomes in our lives. Dan's betrayal of God stands as a timeless lesson in choice and consequence. We'll also draw parallels to modern society, where idolatry has taken new forms, such as the fervent obsession with technology or material possessions. This section offers practical, actionable life lessons for navigating our modern world with spiritual wisdom. It's a powerful invitation to reflect on your own spiritual journey. The story of Dan is more than just a judgment. It's a poignant reminder of the paramount importance of faithfulness and making the right choices. We are called to choose between loyalty and rebellion every single day. Dan had the opportunity for restoration, and so do you. If this revelation has stirred your spirit and made you rethink your path, please share your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. What profound lessons have you gleaned from the missteps of the tribe of Dan? Your insights and experiences can spark a powerful conversation and bring healing to others. Don't forget to like this video if it resonated with you, and subscribe for more profound biblical insights that will challenge your perspective and deepen your walk with God. Hear this, O children of God. We are called to live lives marked by unwavering faithfulness and steadfast belief. Let your choices not only glorify God, but also illuminate the path for all who follow you. Let your loyalty be the seal upon your soul, and in that you shall find salvation. You might think a minor transgression led to Dan's omission from the 144,000, but I urge you to reconsider. Prepare to have your spirit stirred as we journey deep into Revelation 7, where a profound truth about divine selection and spiritual lineage unfolds. We'll explore the sacred significance of the 144,000 sealed servants of God, those chosen for a unique purpose in the end times. And then we'll confront the unsettling absence of the tribe of Dan. This wasn't a random oversight or a clerical error. It was a deliberate, weighty decision from the Most High, a testament to God's precise and just judgments, a biblical lesson in divine accountability, and the profound impact of our spiritual choices. Imagine for a moment the profound honor and responsibility bestowed upon the other tribes: Judah, Reuben, Gad, Asher, Naphtali, Manasseh, Simeon, Levi, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, and Benjamin, each named, each marked for a sacred purpose. Yet Dan, a tribe with a significant history and once a vital part of Israel's 12, is noticeably absent. Why? This isn't just an ancient mystery, it's a living parable for us today. The very fabric of their history, woven with moments of faith and startling rebellion, holds the key to understanding this omission. Think about the feeling of being chosen, of being set apart for something truly magnificent. That's the essence of the 144,000 in Revelation. They are sealed, protected, and empowered for a specific mission during a time of immense spiritual turmoil. Their selection is a beacon of hope and a testament to God's unwavering plan. But Dan's story reminds us that even within divine plans, human choices carry immense weight. This comparison with the other tribes illuminates the absolute necessity of spiritual purity and unwavering devotion. The exclusion of Dan is a prophetic sign, urging us to examine our own hearts and allegiances. It's a powerful narrative about the consequences of straying from the path of righteousness, a stark reminder that spiritual integrity is non-negotiable in God's eyes. This journey into Dan's history is not to condemn, but to offer a profound healing truth about the path of restoration and the enduring nature of God's grace, even in the face of profound missteps. We often hear about the missteps of others, perhaps even acknowledge our own small errors, but the tribe of Dan's choices went far beyond simple mistakes. They embarked on a path of rebellion that illuminates crucial lessons from the Bible about the dangers of spiritual compromise and the seductive allure of the easy way. Get ready to have your heart stirred as we explore how their journey, initially marked by promise, veered dramatically into apostasy. Imagine a family, given a beautiful inheritance, a specific plot of land meant just for them, a place where they could flourish and fulfill their purpose. This was the inheritance God meticulously laid out for each tribe of Israel, including Dan. Yet the tribe of Dan, rather than embracing their divinely appointed portion, chose to reject it. They looked at the challenges, perhaps saw greener pastures elsewhere, and decided to seek a more convenient or easier path. This wasn't just a geographical move, it was a profound act of disobedience to God's direct command, a rejection of their divine destiny. Their journey of rebellion didn't stop there. As they moved north, they stumbled upon a place called Laish, a peaceful, unsuspecting people. Instead of seeking God's guidance, they took matters into their own hands, conquering the town with brute force. This act, born of a desire for what they perceived as a better, less challenging life, was a further step away from God's perfect will. But perhaps their most devastating decision was the establishment of a false religion. In Judges chapter 18, we read of how the Danites set up a graven image, an idol, in their new territory, and even enlisted a Levite named Micah to serve as their priest. This wasn't a fleeting mistake. It was a wholesale adoption of idolatry, a deliberate turning away from the one true God who had delivered them from bondage and led them with such unwavering love. They embraced practices that were an abomination to the Lord, introducing spiritual corruption into the very heart of Israel. This act of building their own sanctuary with their own priest and their own gods represents a profound act of spiritual rebellion and a complete disregard for the covenant with God. This story of Dan is not just ancient history, it's a mirror reflecting our own modern struggles. How often do we, in our pursuit of an easier life, compromise on our core values? Do we sometimes seek shortcuts instead of walking the path of integrity and commitment that God has laid out for us? Consider the allure of instant gratification, the pursuit of material wealth above all else, or the subtle ways we allow worldly influences to erode our spiritual convictions. These are modern forms of idolatry, subtly drawing us away from our true purpose and our relationship with the divine. Just as Dan sought their own convenience over God's command, we too can fall into the trap of prioritizing comfort and ease over the deeper calls of our spirit. This journey into Dan's history isn't meant to condemn, but to offer a profound healing truth and a powerful lesson in spiritual growth. It teaches us about the critical importance of faithfulness, obedience, and the courage to embrace the path God has truly designed for us, even when it feels challenging. It's a story of caution, yes, but also a profound invitation to reflect on our own choices and ensure we are building on a foundation of unwavering faith. This deep dive into Dan's past serves as a vital bridge to understanding the next critical point: the multiple theories that attempt to explain why this once prominent tribe found itself excluded from the 144,000 in God's final sealing. The consequences of their historical rebellion ripple through time, offering us profound insights into divine justice and the path to redemption. 4 distinct theories attempt to explain Dan's exclusion from the 144,000, each possessing its own compelling insights and offering profound lessons from the Bible. Are you ready to delve into these powerful reasons, each one shedding light on the intricate tapestry of divine justice, spiritual consequences, and the enduring nature of God's covenant? Prepare to have your perspective deepened as we explore the various understandings of this ancient mystery. The first theory, a widely discussed one, posits that Dan was omitted due to their pervasive and generational worship of idols. This wasn't a fleeting error, a momentary lapse in judgment. It was a deeply rooted practice that tragically permeated generations of the Danite lineage. As we explored, their history records moments of clear apostasy, particularly their establishment of an idolatrous cult center at Dan, Judges 18. Imagine the heartbreaking scenario. A tribe chosen by God, meant to bear his name and walk in his ways, actively embracing false gods, carving images, and dedicating themselves to practices anathema to the Lord. This act of spiritual rebellion was not merely an individual transgression. It became a defining characteristic of the tribe, a consistent turning away from the source of all life and truth. This aspect of Dan's story serves as a cautionary tale about the pervasive nature of spiritual compromise and how unchecked sin can become a generational pattern, moving beyond individual acts to corrupt an entire lineage. It's a powerful reminder that the choices we make today, particularly in our spiritual lives, can have lasting impacts on future generations. Are we too inadvertently creating idols in our own lives? Perhaps not graven images, but things like career success, material possessions, or even our own comfort and desires that subtly pull us away from true worship and devotion to God. This theory calls us to deep introspection, urging us to root out any form of idolatry from our hearts for genuine spiritual healing. The second theory, more prophetic and perhaps unsettling for some, connects Dan to the ominous figure of the Antichrist. This perspective draws on various biblical prophecies and symbolic language. For instance, in Genesis 49:17, Jacob prophesies over Dan, saying, "Dan shall be a serpent by the way, a viper by the path, that bites the horse's heels so that its rider falls backward." While this can be interpreted in various ways, some see the imagery of a serpent as a subtle link to evil and deception, foreshadowing a connection to the ultimate deceiver. Furthermore, ancient Jewish traditions and early church fathers like Irenaeus and Hippolytus speculated about the Antichrist possibly arising from the tribe of Dan, citing these prophetic passages. This theory delves into the darker prophecies of the end times and the intricate web of biblical symbolism, suggesting a profound prophetic reason for their exclusion from the 144,000. It reminds us that spiritual forces are at play, and the enemy constantly seeks to deceive and corrupt. This isn't about fear, but about being spiritually discerning and understanding the breadth of biblical prophecy. How vigilant are we in our own lives to discern truth from deception, to recognize the subtle ways the adversary tries to lead us astray from God's path? This theory prompts us to pray for spiritual protection and to stand firm in truth. The third theory focuses on Dan's tragic loss of identity. Over time, the tribe of Dan seemingly faded, their distinct Israelite identity becoming diluted through intermingling with other cultures, particularly the Phoenicians, with whom they had close geographical ties. They deviated from their assigned territory, moved north, and in doing so, lost some of their unique cultural and spiritual distinctiveness. This assimilation led to a dilution of their distinct Israelite identity, highlighting the importance of preserving spiritual heritage and avoiding worldly entanglements that can compromise our spiritual integrity. When a people lose their unique identity, their sense of purpose, and their connection to their heritage, they risk losing their place within the greater narrative of God's plan. This serves as a powerful metaphor for us today. In a world that constantly pressures us to conform, to blend in, to compromise our unique God-given identity, how fiercely do we hold on to our spiritual roots? Are we allowing the currents of popular culture, the pursuit of fleeting trends, or the desire for acceptance to dilute our unique identity as children of God? This theory encourages us to cherish our spiritual heritage, to understand the foundations of our faith, and to boldly live out our calling without compromise. It's a call to embrace our true selves in Christ, fostering a deeper sense of belonging and purpose. The fourth and perhaps most impactful theory emphasizes Dan's own active decision to abandon God. This perspective suggests that Dan's departure from the divine path was a conscious, proactive choice, a deliberate turning away from the covenant and the blessings that came with it. From their initial refusal of their inheritance to their establishment of idolatry, these were not accidental slips, but a series of deliberate choices that moved them further and further away from God. The long-term repercussions of those choices were immense, leading to a spiritual and eventually a literal fading from prominence. This narrative powerfully underscores the profound impact of personal agency in our spiritual journey, reminding us that our decisions have lasting consequences. We are not passive recipients of fate. We are active participants in our spiritual destiny. Every choice we make, to obey or disobey, to draw near to God or drift away, to seek truth or embrace deception, shapes our eternal trajectory. This theory is a powerful call to personal accountability, urging us to recognize the gravity of our spiritual choices and to always choose the path of righteousness and devotion. It reminds us that our will matters and that our relationship with God is a dynamic, reciprocal one, built on constant choices to draw closer to Him. This is a profound healing truth. We have the power to choose, and when we choose God, His grace is always available. Surely the narrative of Dan's exclusion might make it seem as though they lost everything, that their spiritual lineage was severed forever. It paints a picture of a permanent spiritual exile. But beloved, prepare for a revelation that will stir your spirit and ignite a beacon of hope within your heart. Restoration can emerge from the most unexpected places, even after profound missteps. This is the essence of God's boundless grace, a truth that offers profound healing and redemption to all who seek it. We now turn to the prophetic words of Ezekiel 48, where a stunning vision of the Messianic kingdom unfolds. In this divine blueprint for the future, a truly miraculous and utterly redemptive truth is revealed. The tribe of Dan is re-included in the distribution of land in the renewed Israel. Ezekiel 48:1, for instance, specifically lists Dan as receiving a portion. This re-inclusion is not a footnote. It's a testament to God's unwavering mercy and His ultimate plan of restoration for all who turn to Him. It explicitly shows that even after their historical rebellion and subsequent exclusion in Revelation, God's long-suffering love prevails. Think about what this truly means. Despite their past transgressions, their flirtation with idolatry, and their perceived loss of identity, God, in His infinite wisdom and compassion, makes a way for Dan's spiritual rebirth and reintegration into His ultimate plan. This powerfully demonstrates that God's patience and compassion are boundless. His love is not limited by our mistakes, no matter how profound. This serves as an incredible message of divine forgiveness and the enduring power of God's covenant. If God can extend such grace to a tribe that strayed so far, what does that say about His heart for each one of us? It tells us that no matter how far we feel we've drifted, no matter the errors of our past, the door to redemption and reconciliation with God is always open. This is a healing truth for every soul. It reminds us that even when we stumble, even when our choices lead us away from God's path, His ultimate desire is for our restoration. His grace is a powerful force that can mend what is broken, restore what is lost, and reintegrate us into His perfect plan. This is a message of unconditional love that transcends our failures and calls us back to His embrace. It's a profound testament to the enduring hope of spiritual renewal. This amazing reality of Dan's eventual restoration in Ezekiel's prophecy naturally leads us to reflect on another crucial aspect of God's plan, the meaning of His divine seal, and the profound importance of unwavering faithfulness in our own lives. Being chosen, beloved friends, does not automatically guarantee salvation. This is a profound truth, a sacred reminder from the pages of Revelation. Faithfulness to the Creator is paramount, the very essence of our walk with God. Now let's delve into the profound meaning of the seal in Revelation 7 and why understanding it is critical for our own spiritual journey. Imagine a king in ancient times placing his royal seal upon a document. That seal signifies ownership, authority, and protection. Similarly, in Revelation, the 144,000 are marked with the divine seal of God on their foreheads. This is not a literal, visible mark, but a spiritual emblem representing God's ownership, His approval, and His supernatural protection during the intense trials of the end times. This seal signifies a deep, intimate covenant with God, a testament to their unwavering loyalty and spiritual purity. It's a mark of those who have remained steadfast, whose hearts are fully devoted to Him amidst global deception and spiritual turmoil. This divine mark is a symbol of spiritual integrity and an assurance of divine presence. Now consider the stark, terrifying contrast, the mark of the beast, in Revelation 13. While God's seal signifies divine protection and spiritual freedom, the mark of the beast represents allegiance to worldly power, a surrender to deception, and ultimately, spiritual bondage. It's a choice to embrace the temporary pleasures and false security offered by the world, sacrificing eternal salvation. This contrast isn't just about two different marks. It's about two fundamentally different ways of living, two opposing allegiances. One leads to life, the other to eternal separation from God. This isn't an abstract theological debate, it's a living, breathing truth for our modern lives. How does this concept of a divine seal or mark relate to our daily choices, our contemporary commitments? Think about the commitments we make every day. When you sign a contract, you're putting your seal on it, your agreement, your promise. When you commit to a relationship, you are giving your word, a form of personal seal. In the same way, God's seal signifies our unwavering commitment and loyalty to Him. Consider the immense pressure we face in society today to conform, to chase after fleeting trends, to prioritize material gain over spiritual well-being. This is where the subtle forms of the mark of the beast can manifest in our lives. Are we allowing the world's values to subtly impress themselves upon our hearts and minds? Are we compromising our spiritual convictions for social acceptance, career advancement, or financial security? When we prioritize these things above God, we are, in a sense, accepting a mark of worldly allegiance, allowing something other than God to define us and control our lives. The story of the 144,000 and the seal of God is a powerful call to spiritual discernment. It urges us to examine where our true loyalties lie. Are we truly living as children of God, marked by His presence, His character, and His truth? Or are we, like the ancient Danites, inadvertently allowing worldly influences to dilute our spiritual identity and compromise our devotion. This is a profound healing truth. God desires to place His seal upon each of us, a mark of His love, His protection, and His promise. But this seal isn't forced. It's received through faith, obedience, and a heartfelt commitment to follow Him above all else. It's a daily choice to surrender our will to His, to seek His kingdom first, and to live lives that reflect His glorious truth. The journey of the 144,000 is one of unwavering faithfulness in the face of immense challenge. It's a testament to the power of a life fully surrendered to God. Their example calls us to courage, to stand firm in our convictions, and to never compromise on the truth of God's word. This leads us seamlessly into our next vital discussion: how the profound lessons from Dan and the significance of the 144,000 can be powerfully applied to our lives today, shaping our choices and guiding us toward a future filled with divine purpose and eternal hope. The story of Dan, beloved friends, is not merely about an ancient tribe lost to the mists of time. This isn't just biblical history. It's a living, breathing narrative speaking directly to you about the decisions in your life today. The choices they made, the path they walked, and the consequences they faced offer profound, timeless lessons from the Bible that can guide and heal us in our modern world. Think deeply about Dan's journey. They chose the easier path, rejecting the challenging inheritance God had prepared for them, opting instead for what seemed like a quick win. They traded their divine purpose for immediate gratification, which ultimately led them to establish a false religion rooted in idolatry. This act of spiritual rebellion was not a single event, but a gradual drifting away, a series of choices that culminated in their exclusion from the 144,000 in Revelation. It's a stark reminder that our choices, whether seemingly small or profoundly significant, can lead to monumental outcomes, shaping our destiny and impacting our spiritual well-being. Now, let's hold up a mirror to our own lives and society. Are we, too, susceptible to the same subtle forms of idolatry that plagued Dan? In our fast-paced, technologically driven world, it's easy to become enthralled by new gods. Consider the fervent devotion many place on social media, chasing likes, validation, and fleeting online fame. Is this not a form of modern-day worship of idols, where our self-worth becomes tied to external approval rather than our inherent value as children of God? Or think about the relentless pursuit of material wealth and consumerism, where happiness is often equated with accumulation. This can become a powerful idol, subtly diverting our hearts and energies away from spiritual growth and true divine connection. The convenience culture we live in often encourages us to seek the easy way out, just as Dan did. We might avoid difficult conversations, shy away from challenging personal growth, or even compromise our spiritual convictions for comfort or acceptance. This pursuit of the path of least resistance can quietly erode our faithfulness and distance us from God's perfect plan for our lives. Dan's betrayal of God serves as a powerful cautionary tale about the seductive nature of compromise and the long-term impact of choosing our own will over God's. The profound lesson here is one of intentionality and discernment. We are called to be vigilant, to constantly examine our hearts and motives. Are we truly placing God first in every area of our lives? Are we guarding our minds and spirits against the subtle influences that seek to draw us away from His truth? The story of Dan offers a powerful invitation to return to spiritual purity, to recommit ourselves fully to God, and to choose faithfulness above all else. It's a call to embrace the sometimes challenging but always rewarding path that God has uniquely designed for each of us. This intentional choice brings deep healing and true freedom. And so, as our journey through the enigmatic story of Dan concludes, we find ourselves standing at a profound crossroads. We've unraveled the layers of mystery surrounding their emission from the 144,000 in Revelation, exploring powerful theories from idolatry and potential ties to the Antichrist, to the tragic loss of identity and their own conscious choices to stray from the divine path. Each theory, in its own way, illuminates a vital truth about spiritual accountability and the enduring consequences of rebellion. But here's the breathtaking revelation, the truth that truly sets our hearts ablaze with hope and offers deep spiritual healing. The narrative of Dan doesn't end in judgment. It culminates in restoration. The prophetic vision in Ezekiel 48, where Dan is explicitly listed as receiving a portion in the renewed Israel, screams volumes about the boundless, unfathomable grace of God. This isn't just an ancient prophecy. It's a living testament to God's unwavering mercy, His relentless pursuit of reconciliation, and His ultimate desire for the redemption of all His children. Think about that for a moment. A tribe that historically embraced apostasy, that turned its back on the very God who delivered them, is eventually welcomed back into the fold in a future glorious kingdom. What does this tell us about the heart of our Creator? It tells us that no matter how far we feel we've strayed, no matter the weight of our past mistakes, God's arms are eternally open. His love is a force that transcends our failures. His forgiveness, a healing balm for every wound. This is not just a story about Dan, it's a profound message for you. If God can offer restoration to a tribe like Dan, imagine the depth of healing and unconditional love He yearns to pour into your life, right here, right now. This entire exploration of Dan's story, from their initial choices to their ultimate re-inclusion, is a powerful, living parable for our own lives. It reminds us that every single choice we make, whether seemingly small or monumentally significant, echoes through eternity. Do we choose the easy path of compromise, the fleeting allure of worldly idols, or do we stand firm in faithfulness to God's calling? Do we allow our spiritual identity to be diluted by the relentless currents of culture? Or do we fiercely guard the unique, precious identity we have in Christ? The lessons from Dan urge us to scrutinize our own hearts. Where might we be harboring modern-day idols, perhaps an obsessive pursuit of success, a relentless craving for approval, or a subtle addiction to comfort that distracts us from our true spiritual purpose? Are we choosing convenience over commitment, fleeting gratification over eternal value? Dan's story is a clarion call to reevaluate our priorities, to strip away anything that hinders our true walk with God, and to fully embrace the spiritual journey He has laid out for us. It's a call to spiritual awakening, urging us to align our hearts and actions with divine truth. This powerful narrative of choice and consequence, of falling and rising, of divine justice tempered by boundless mercy, brings us to a crucial point of reflection. In a world increasingly complex and challenging, where the lines between truth and deception often blur, the message of faithfulness becomes more critical than ever. The seal of God on the 144,000 is a symbol not of effortless selection, but of tested loyalty and unwavering devotion. It stands in stark contrast to the mark of the beast, urging us to choose our allegiance with wisdom and courage. So, what choice will you make today? Will you allow the story of Dan to be a mirror, reflecting areas in your own life where spiritual compromise might be creeping in? Or will it be a beacon, guiding you back to a deeper, more profound covenant with God? The journey of faith is not always easy, but it is always worth it. It demands courage, commitment, and a willingness to surrender our own perceived easy paths for God's perfect and glorious will. If this video has resonated deep within your soul, if it has brought a glimmer of light into moments of shadows, or ignited a fresh fire of hope in your heart, I humbly invite you to consider supporting this ministry. Every contribution, no matter how small, is a priceless act of love that empowers us to continue sharing God's transformative word and bringing these vital biblical lessons to more souls seeking truth and healing. Your generosity is a profound blessing and allows this work of spiritual enrichment to continue. We are all on a journey, striving for deeper connection, seeking guidance in a chaotic world. Let the story of Dan be a powerful reminder that our choices matter, but also that redemption is always possible. What insights did you gain from Dan's journey? Share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. Your perspective can illuminate and uplift others in our growing community of faith. Let's engage in a heartfelt conversation about these profound truths. And if this message has touched your heart, consider extending your support by giving this video a like. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more soul-stirring content that explores the deep mysteries of God's Word and offers healing, hope, and guidance for your walk of faith. Thank you, from the very bottom of my heart, for joining us on this incredible journey. May your path be illuminated by God's truth, and may your choices always reflect His glorious light.